between his lies and her goodbye. A story, romance, drama, betrayal. Subscribe and comment. Chapter 1. The things that are not said. Ariana Mitchell lived a life that, from the outside, seemed perfecta. A modern house in the suburbs of Atlanta, a luxury car, and a husband, Aaron, with a brilliant career as a lawyer. They had been married for 7 years. They had no children, but they shared a rut in a comfortable, perhaps too comfortable. Until one night, while Aaron was showering, his cell phone vibrated on the nightstand. Ariana didn't usually check his things, but that message, that deck ear, "I miss you, last night was unforgettable," didn't come from a client, much less from a colleague. He said nothing. He only copied the number, and the silence began to weigh more than the words. Chapter 2. 1. Shadow called truth. Ariana hired a private investigator. She couldn't bear the doubt. In a week, she had the proof. Aaron had a lover. Not only that, he had a room in his name in a hotel in Miami, a place she frequently visited under the excuse of business trips. But what destroyed her most was not the betrayal. It was that in the photos, he smiled in a way and that's when Ariana took her suitcase, left a note, and left. No screams, no tears, just with a certainty. She was not going to destroy herself for someone who no longer chose her. Chapter 3. The Unexpected Reunion. Ariana drove to Savannah, where her grandmother lived, but before arriving, she decided to stop at a cafe in Macon. It was small, warm, and there, among cups of café y paredes de ladrillo, se reencontró con alguien de su pasado, Kane Rivers. Habían sido amigos en la universidad. Él estudiaba fotografía, ella literatura. Se habían perdido el rastro, but the time had not erased that spark of connection. Ariana Mitchell, "I thought you had become famous or something," said Kane, with that crooked smile that always made her laugh. "I only became good at a pier," she replied. And that afternoon, among memories and confessions, Ariana realized something. Kane was everything Aaron was no longer present. Chapter 4. Not all shelters are eternal. Dura. In the following days, Ariana and Kane shared walks through the city, talks in parks, impromptu dinners, and silences that spoke more than words. He didn't ask more than necessary. He looked at her as if she was still art. But one night, in the old grandmother's house, Kane dared. "Would you go back with him?" Ariana hesitated, not because she wanted to, but because she still didn't know how to let go the remains of his past. "I don't know. Part of me feels like he broke me, and another part that I lost myself long before that." Kane didn't answer. He only caressed her cheek, but he didn't kiss her. And he decided. Chapter 5. Ghosts at the Door. 2 weeks later, Aaron appeared at Grandma's house, not with flowers, not with apologies, with a mixture of arrogance and guilt that only broken men, for their own lie, they can have. "We can fix," I said. "It was just a mistake." "How many times, Aaron? A mistake or a habit?" "You also left acclaimed, because you left efímero. Only your body remained," Ariana replied, her eyes full of determination. "And then," she understood. She didn't need him to understand her. She only needed to break free from his shadow. Chapter 6. Miami, Beach, and Decisions. Ariana traveled alone to Miami. Not to see the hotel, but to confront everything. The place, the lies, herself. She walked along the beach. She listened to the waves. And in that silence, P or Finn cried. He cried for what he endured, for what he allowed, for the love he idealized. And when he finished crying, he smiled, because he felt free. Upon returning, the first thing he did was look for Kane. Chapter 7. Between his embrace and my truth, I don't want you to be a patch, she told him, and I don't want to be your cure. I want to be your new beginning, Kane replied. Ariana kissed him for the first time. But it was not a movie kiss. It was a real, clumsy, felt kiss. Like two people who understand that love doesn't always begin perfectly, but sincerely. Epilogue. Between her lies and my goodbye, Ariana never. He returned with Aaron. He sold the house, changed cities, and started a writing workshop for women who wanted to heal through words. Kane accompanied her, not as a savior, but as someone, and she was also rebuilding her life in her own way. And although Ariana didn't know what the future held, there was something she did know for sure. Sometimes the bravest thing is not to stay. It is to say goodbye and significarlo. End.